In the fall of 2007, I traveled with a group of Rogers volunteers as they visited some of the rural shelters they work with to provide support and to transport a number of adoptable dogs back to the Northeast. Over the course of 3 days, we journeyed over 1,500 miles, visited 5 shelters, and transported over 20 dogs. Along the way, I got to see firsthand the challenges faced by animal shelters, as well as meet dozens of individuals who have devoted themselves to the animal rescue cause.
Today we are going to the Humane Society of Parkersburg in Parkersburg, West Virginia, and Marianne, one of the girls in our group, with the help of Miss West Virginia, has arranged for a food drive there today. So we'll be there doing the food drive and folks can come get their picture taken with Miss West Virginia and such. And we're going to give supplies to Parkersburg as well.
I mean, I would say over 2,000 animals were pulled from rescues from this building last year. And that's 2,000 other animals that would be in my freezer and would be in the crematorium and would be, you know, adding to the antidepressants and the sleeping pills that the shelter workers. Yeah. And anyway, this is what you say, and cut. I left my treats in the car.
Alright, so how are we feeling at the end of the first day?
Oh, jeez. Rather tired, but nice.
We are heading off. It's very early in the morning. We're going to go out to breakfast with the fine people of Paws in Paris, Kentucky. We're going to go over to her shelter and see some dogs.
That's right. He's afraid of other dogs.
We have, through the internet, made connections with groups in the Northeast mostly that check our website, talk to our volunteers that coordinate, and pick the animals that they feel would be best suited to their homes up in their area. And once they're picked, we get enough together to make a van load, 20 animals maybe head north 1-2 weekends out of the month, and save many lives.
It was a long time before we even knew that there were rescues out there. So once we found reputable rescues, and we usually go through different processes in order to find out, but Rogers has actually proven to be one of the best rescues that we've ever worked with. I'm not saying that because it's you all doing this, but it's like Rogers calls and wants a dog. We're going to do whatever Rogers wants because we know that just through experience, all the dogs that have gone, we get the updates on them, and we get, you know, and it just means so much when, you know, one of the dogs leaves here. We want to know what happened to them and where they are, and Rogers has always been so kind to make sure that we know what's going on with them. But if it weren't for all the rescue places that we send dogs, I don't know what would happen to them, because Lawrenceburg is too small for all the adoptions that we would need. And, you know, out of every 10, 20 dogs, maybe one would get adopted locally.
Well, it's kind of hard. It's hard to look at the faces and know that a lot of them won't make it out. But Donna does what she can, and we try to help. huge organization. We help when we can.
Oh, this is very nice. This is very nice.
We're here to visit the dogs at nursery, and see how the shelters ran, meet the people. We dropped off a bunch of supplies. We're hopefully taking 2 dogs home at this point.
Today we're heading over to the Bowling Green, Warren County Humane Society in Bowling Green, Kentucky. This is our last stop, and we are going to spend some time with the girls, take a tour of the shelter, and then we're going to start to load up dogs and trace our steps backwards to the shelters we just visited and pick up dogs along the way, and then end up in Pennsylvania tomorrow, bright and early at about 8 a.m.
Who's this dog?
This is Ramsey. Ramsey's an Australian cattle dog.
That's creamy.
And he is going to be my new foster. He was a stray and he's only about 6 months old.
When I first started here 7 years ago, they did not have a rescue program, and they had a euthanasia rate of about 80%. I walked in on one of the euthanasia techs euthanizing a very adoptable purebred dogs, and there were about 40 of them laying on the floor. It hit me hard, and I got on the computer and I started playing around, and I found Michelle May, Kentucky Lab Rescue. I contacted her and she ended up pulling 4 purebred labs. It just, to me, didn't make sense that there wasn't a place for all these dogs. There had to be somewhere that could help them instead of them being euthanized. So I've worked on getting a rescue relationship with probably close to about 100 rescues.
We're doing good. We got the van almost loaded. We're getting the dogs from Bowling Green into their crates in just a minute. We already have 2 dogs from Grayson County who are already packed up and ready to go. So we'll be taking off in about 10 minutes. We have left just the Grayson dogs, right? All the Bowling Green dogs are on.
Well, Rogers Rescue is leaving with 4 dogs from our shelter, and they're going to 3 other shelters to pick up dogs. They took 4 from here, and they've got 3 other stops to go to. And they're going to be back in Pennsylvania at about 8:30 in the morning to meet the rest of the rescue groups to drop off the dogs.
Okay, we are in Clay County, West Virginia, in a town called Big Otter, and we are waiting for a gentleman named Walter from the Clay County Animal Care and Control. He's bringing us 4 dogs that we're going to take back to rescues that are in Pennsylvania.
We got about a half an hour more to go. We're running a little bit early, so we took a break, get some coffee, some pee breaks, and took little Tilly out to pee. And we're just killing a little bit of time.
I'm tired. I'm very tired. I did the night shift, so I'm ready for a nap.
I'm doing kind of the early morning shift, but I feel good. I had some coffee. I just want to let the dogs out of the crates. I feel bad for them. I know they have to go and they're cramped up in there, and I'm feeling guilty, even though I keep telling them they're on their way to love.
All the rescues except for 1 or 2 have come and gotten their dogs, and as quickly as everything sort of gets crazy, it dissipates.